Hi guys, Dorota Nail, international nail artist and educator here, and finally I'm in with my client. Like, I know you have requested these videos a lot, but the life have been crazy. So that's Rashi, and those nails have been on for 5 weeks. She did shorten them a little bit because she is doing a housekeeping now job as well. And now we need to remove this color. I will do it on this hand. We will remove some color from it and apply fresh fiber gel. So when I'm doing the removal of the old color, I will also remove a little bit of the thickness from the free edge, just so the life is much easier for me later on when I'm gonna apply a fresh product. And she's got actually amazing natural nails, and today we are gonna do some rainbow French. And as I could see it, she had some beautiful ombre that's pink and blue with Aurora chrome over it, because I love those kind of combination of the ombre. And we have done the sponge technique on her before, like on this set. Really nice and pretty. And you don't see the growth as much with it as well, so I'm just removing those old color. I'm actually crying. Can you see my tears? I don't know why. Oh gosh, this is terrible. Can you see it?
Yeah.
I don't know why. Maybe some dust or something.
Yeah.
But no, it can't be. Okay, I'm just gonna clean my eyes and do the other hand in the meantime. Yeah, we was laughing with Rashi that it was the Aurora which was making me blind and eye watery. So once you filed with the e-file, then you want to grab your file and you want to lift the nails up a little bit. They are natural nails, and as the natural nails grow, they tend to go a little bit down the way. Let me see if I can. No, I can't. So I want to always lift them up a little bit. And of course, then you have to blend all the old product with a natural nail, like making sure there is no lifting part. And Rashi have been doing quite a lot of housekeeping for the last 2 weeks, so I also want to make sure there is no like a hidden liftings and those nails. Okay, so let's shorten this one. Remove the bulk from the free edge. This isn't the final shape, but like if you do it, the nicer you do it, the easier your filling is gonna be. And obviously we're using a fiber in a bottle on this client, and this is a client like which can actually make this last up to 3 months. Like honestly guys, like so if you've got a problematic nails, like, or I mean Rashi doesn't have a problematic nails. I think she's got an absolutely amazing natural nails. That's why probably the product lasted so long on her, and she had no single lifting, which was unbelievable, like absolutely unbelievable. But anyway, if you've got a client which is suffering from like pretty common lifting, or like they've got very thin or oily natural nails, I would really hardly recommend the fiber in a bottle gels. Like I find it's such a game changer, like for my clients which used to have some lifting going on because their natural nail was working like too much underneath of the product. Okay, so my next step is to tidy up the cuticles, and you guys know I like to do the cuticles in 2 stages, like to don't overdo it. So basically I'm just gonna trim the biggest parts, and then we will do the e-file, and if necessarily I might trim it a little bit more. The reason for it is like I don't want to do too excessive work before all the filing, before like I finish applying all the products. I do believe it's really not necessarily to doing such as excessive work before all this product application. The main thing is like you need to make sure there is no cuticle on your actual nail plate, because that will cause the lifting and you don't want that. So everything from the nail plate has to be removed. but the nail folds we will tidy them up after we finish all the filing. Okay, so I have done the same thing on this hand. The next step is, once I have done the tiny bit of the cuticle, I will go, because I file quite fast and like, you know, I would talk so much, I want to re-inspect my nails. And if I find something else, I would just touch it with the corners of the files. Like, you know, I had a tiny bit of lifting in here, I will touch it. I will touch up in there. This one is perfect. I can scratch this one a little bit more. Let's do it in the corner here. Okay, and I know it seems like maybe a waste of time doing this step, but I do truly believe that's the key to really long lasting nails as a prep. Like, the better nail prep you've got, the better results you will get. I think we are getting in the middle now. So blue scrap is a nail dehydrator which dehydrates the nail plate, just making sure everything is nicely dehydrated. Do the same on the other hand. Client, focus, behave. No, it's okay. You're always behaving so nice. And actually, yes, I do love doing on Rashi as well, because her hand is really nice and flexible, so I never get sore hands when doing her nails. Now, this is an extra nail prep, and I'm applying it on the natural nail. Extra nail prep dehydrates the nail plate as well. It is all about prepping, really. And then Universal Air Bond. So Universal Air Bond is a product which I'm using with my gels, with my acrylics, and with the fiber gel in a bottle, because even the name says it's Universal Air Bond, and it dries in the ear, but it acts also like a base as well. Okay, it's like a double-sided tape, which one side sticks to the natural nail and the second side sticks to your product which you're working with. Such a time saver. Like, I remember the days when I had to use a base gel, and that was so time consuming, because you had to cure it, like, and you know, the way I slap it, it kind of on, like trying to don't touch the skin, but it spreads, so you don't have to be as precise like applying the base gel. Okay, next step, those fiber in the bottle, and the color we're choosing is a satin pink. So satin pink will match our milky pink gel. And I can just apply it. And first of all, I'm just picking up the scoop from the bottle, guys, and then I try to press quite decent and apply nice and thin amount all over the entire nail. Nice and thin amount. Do the same on the next one, nice and thin amount. Like really thin. What it will do is will give you like a perfect amount around the cuticle area. You don't want to have over too much. Now, Rashi, I will ask you also a huge favor. Could you just start using cuticle oil when you're doing housekeeping? Because your cuticles have been never this dry.
I know, it's just all the bloody chemicals.
Chemicals. Do you wear the gloves?
No.
No. Okay. So here's another thing. Let's cook them. When your client's wearing a fiber in a bottle gel, because it's a gel which soaks off, I would warn my clients that those chemicals can soak into the nail and can also kind of dissolve the nails a little bit. That's why, where normally we have no lifting on you, we did had tiny bit of the lifting on the thumb and tiny bit on the other nail. So it will be definitely through the chemicals, because it was on your right hand, and I assume you are right-handed.
Yes,
Yes, you are. You need to tell them to hurry up to find the people to work.
I will. I have 2 people coming tomorrow.
Oh, good.
So that's good.
That's very good. You will be feeling relieved.
Yes, very.
Okay, so nice and thin. There we are. Perfect. Change your hands. And then I'm just applying, so if her roots would be much smaller, I could do everything in a one layer. Because Rashi's roots are quite decent, I have to do it in the second layer. Okay, the second layer, I want to replace my apex and try to don't apply too much product at the free edge. So nice and thin layer all over. And then pick up a small scoop to place in the middle. I like to do those nice and thin layer every single time before I apply the bulk of the gel, because it helps me to spread the gel nicely. Okay. And then you've got less filing, like the transition is much nicer. I'm also keep watching how many nails I can do. Like sometimes it will be just one, sometimes I can do all 5, depending on the temperatures. Rashi's hands are quite cold, but the gel is quite runny, I would say, so that would be plenty change. Okay, then do it on this one. Nice and thin. I'm trying to don't put too much product at the free edge because it is already there. And now here is a trick, guys. I like to really properly cure my nails. So what I'm usually doing is I'm trying to finish my right hand before the left hand change. For this reason, I'm doing on the left hand, I'm doing only one nail because I want this hand to be ready first, okay? So I would finish those 2 nails and then I can concentrate on the left hand. And when I'm doing my left hand, the right hand is gonna be ready. This is such a huge time saver because then there is no waiting time on curing. You're working constantly. And like for this reason, we can, if I push it, like, I don't know how long we usually take, an hour for your nails, 45 minutes would be probably the fastest I can do it with the designs, because Rashi always goes for the designs. Change. So my right hand is just cooking, and I've got, 60 seconds to apply the product on this hand. I will probably take even longer than that because the gel is a little bit on the cold side. I prefer it a little bit runnier, so I don't have to play too much with it. Like I find it okay, it doesn't move this much, so you can do maybe more nails at the same time because it's not gonna float the cuticles, but I feel like it's much harder to distribute, so I always prefer it a thinner consistency. And if I would knew that's the consistency of the gel, I would put it on the heater for a couple seconds even, just to warm it up. Oh, I still got 12 seconds to apply the product on the thumb. But I'm not gonna rush it to manage in a time. So just nice and thin layer. And then pick up another scoop. This is just perfect. Change. Okay, this hand is ready for filing, which is awesome. So UV cleanser is much more delicate than the blue scrub and removes the sticky layer from the nails. Then nail file, and we are gonna shape them, okay? So the side walls had to be nice and equal, so nice and straight, try to match them. And this way it is very easy for me to find the happy medium for my free edge. Then blend everything around the cuticle area. You want to make sure there is nothing catchy. Like if I would have something catchy here, I would rip this off like completely. And so does most of the clients really. It could catch on your hairs and it could cause lifting as well. So like make sure your product is nicely blended. Okay, let's do it another one. So one side, other side. Look how bendy her hand is. This is a dream client. Honestly, like, yes, seriously. This is actually, yeah, I need to give you a compliment because the biggest nail technician struggle is a stiff client. Like it can cause so much harm to our hands, like, and it's making our job so difficult. Yeah. I've got even lumps on my thumbs because of the stiff clients, and you are so flexy.
I've never got that compliment. Thanks.
Okay, let's move into next one. Also, when you're filing the nails, trying to sit nice and straight, like for any kind of nail enhancements and nail designs. If you got your, first of all, your posture, like do not cross your legs over. My desk is like low enough so that I cannot actually really cross my legs over, which is so good. Because I do it constantly. I've got even a hole in my bum cheek because of it. Honestly, like there is a chair which I'm sitting outside for my morning coffee, and the way I see it, it just press in there, like, and I can.
Oh my god.
I need to stop doing it. If I don't sit it for like 2 days, it's kind of start leveling up. Gosh, what a subject we've got. Seriously, honestly, do you cross over your legs?
No.
Oh, okay. You don't have
No,
that problem.
I do.
You do?
Yeah, but I cannot hear. Like
No, here is amazing actually. I like it, I prefer it.
Yeah, I know. And then after a while, I'm like, oh my god, I need to sit straight for a while.
Uh-huh.
But like when I'm working, it'll automatically happen.
Yeah,
If
so
I don't want
check
it to.
the leg which you are pushing against. So in my case is this one. That's where I've got
Is it?
the press. Honestly.
I'll check.
Guys, go and check yours. Oh gosh, Dorota, but here, come on. Okay, let's shape the nails. Concentrate on what we're doing here. So make sure it's nice and smooth, and move on into the next one. There we are. Got you. Tidy up those free edge. Also, when I'm shaping nails, I'm going from underneath as well. That's prevents. This is actually a really important subject I want to touch, and the subject I want to touch is a separation of the natural nails from the product. I want to show you Rashi's natural nails underneath. They look absolutely unbelievably perfect and fantastic. First of all, there is no like lifting of the loose products which could discolor the nails or cause like greenies or any other kind of situations going on. But this is also due for me of like the way I blend the natural nail with the product. You always have to do it like so, like by going from underneath, it does really prevents any kind of separation of the product from the natural nail, and then capping those free edge with the top coat, you know, at the end. So please start doing that. That's a really good tip for you guys. If the nails separate from underneath. Okay, UV cleanser, and then I can file this hand. Also look how I'm protecting her nail folds, so I can file pretty decent speed because I'm not worried that I'm gonna hurt my client. I'm constantly protecting her nail folds. And doing a rebalance or fiber in a bottle or any kind of product on like 2-3 weeks old nails is pretty simple and easy. Once we pass more like 4 weeks, things become more complicated because we have to redone the entire structure. The things are moving, and this is, if you're starting, guys, like I find it the most common mistake is to keep this area too heavy and too thick. So from this part, if it's too thick, you are just causing yourself a trouble. First of all, like the things can lift, and then it can also break in a wrong part. You really want to make sure your free edge is nice and thin. Okay, blend this one. Okay, check how this nail looks. It's still a little bit bulky. So I quite often would check underneath, like to see my hairline. Hairline is your free edge view, to make sure it's nice and even from every side. We have actually done all the filing on the video and all the application on the video. It's gonna be a really long one then. for a change. I have been terrible, like I didn't record from the salon for a long time. I do apologize for guys for that. Like we did have so much stuff to catch up on, and like I have been having like so many bad migraines, so like, you know, doing a client's nails with the migraine, and then recording would be just like a little bit too much. But that's me back to normal. I think spring is coming, that's why.
Probably.
In Poland we've got 24 degrees.
Wow.
I know. And here in Scotland, like top parts of the mountains got snow. Okay.
Berlin is snowing.
Buffer. So again, I would protect my client's nail folds, and I would file it only in the middle. Okay, you don't want to hurt your client, so you can have a decent speed, but you only file it in the middle. Just filing nicely in the middle. Sorry, that's a wrong position. Clean it. And now we can move on into the final touches. So the final touches is around 2 on cuticles and it's gray buffer, okay? So with the gray buffer, I'm just gonna blend everything around. So first of all, clean any kind of fluffiness and mess from underneath. Let's do it that way. Then blend it. So on the sides, you cannot see it also, any kind of trouble going on in there. Blend the top part. I can still see a tiny bit of white there. We want to get rid of it. And what else this buffer does is it exfoliates the nail fold. I will have to just trim a little bit the cuticles and then use a ball to smooth them out. Okay, blend that in. Remove fluffs. Perfect. Sometimes I would need to go back to my file because I can see it. I don't have a nice finish on the side, so I would just touch it up a little bit. My clients don't like too low lower arches, and I don't like too low lower arches as well. I feel like the nails are a little bit heavy, looking that way. So I tend to usually take away some of the lower arches. And that's just my style, and I don't care about it. I know the nails last. I do it only to the point that the nails last, but I feel personally they look better, they look slimmer, and they look nicer. Same with the thickness of the product. I kind of start with the correct thickness product, which I would say at the end you want a credit card thickness. And then I can adjust it depending on the client. Like, you know, once I have a client first time coming back for a rebounds, I can judge it if I want to go a little bit thicker or if I want to go a little bit thinner. But look, you cannot see where the product is starting. Okay, next one. Check them. So it cleans the nail folds really nicely, but we still have lots of work to do it on them. I'm excited for a French, rainbow French.
Yes.
Yes. Rashi wanted to do a clean girl nails, so soon after cuticles, we would, and the nail folds, we would just slap the top coat over it, and that will be our clean girl look. Done. No. Let's do something nice. Okay, perfect. Let's do cuticle. So I've got a wee bowl, and I would just touch it on the one side. Of course, I would ask the client, like, can you please tell me if you would start feeling it hot, okay? Because we are exfoliating the nail fold now. And I must admit, your cuticles are quite difficult for me. The nail fold, like, I'm always scared I might do it too much.
Yeah, they get, yeah.
Yeah. So you better off, guys. Things looks really nasty and bad now. Mind, we have dehydrated the nail plate so many times that we also dehydrated the skin around it. So it just doesn't look like it's best. But once we apply, once we clean the dust and we apply the cuticle oil over it, like, the things will look nice and prettier. Of course, do not overdo it with the cuticle oil. Like, you don't want it to be visible on your pictures. Can you feel it hot?
No.
Please warn me.
I will.
I will just lower my speed a little bit. Okay, and then just grab the cuticle nipper one more time. And I can see it, I've got a wee trim there to do. Okay, with this one I have to be careful because it's almost have like a wee nick. I know if I trim it. There we are. Okay, I'm checking I have no mess where the top coat is gonna go. Okay, that's plenty on this hand. Okay, so once the cuticle are done, we are gonna grab the blue scrap, dehydrate again just before the painting, and remove any dust particles which are stuck underneath, like, you know, so the things will look better. Of course, the skin around it is still gonna be pretty dry looking, but to me, that's it. This is plenty. We don't want to do too excessive work because that's just make them grow faster. Okay, and then I'm gonna just quickly do that on the other hand, and then we can move on to the nail art. Okay, the exciting part. So I've got the back of the foam here, and we are gonna slap the entire color range of the rainbow and use the French gel. So for this one, I do really want to use the French gel because it will kind of give me this extra boost for this color, and it will also make my painting easier. So I'm using the watercolor brush. And this is gonna be a wonky French. You know, when you say that to the clients, they can sometimes get a little bit scared. So basically what I'm doing is I'm just slapping in some sort of French. I'm not too bothered how I paint this French because I also want to give it a little wave to it. Now, because Rashi wanted a really clean girl nails, like, my French is gonna be microscopic. Like, maybe not microscopic, but really nice and small, okay? So nice and wavy. I love doing those kind of designs which look quite strange to start with. You slap something on and then at the end you've got like ta-da! Because like, you know, this on its own looks terrible. Okay, let's cook it. And to be honest, actually, the more terrible it looks and then the more wow effect you get at the end, the more excited I get. So nice and wonky. Now, I will actually put the heater. I should maybe put the heater on. It's actually, I feel it warm, but your hands are cold.
Yeah.
And again, I do prefer my French gel on a bit more thinner consistency because I can see those wee painting lines. Thanks, Olivia. She just put the heating on. It was actually roasting in here before. The sunbeds have been really busy because we've got also sunbeds in the shop. So I had to switch it off. Okay, next one. Give it this wonky look to it. Okay, I'm making sure the waves are a bit more visible on some of them. Brilliant change. Okay, next step. So I'm gonna grab all sort of different colors, and that's 237. You've seen me, guys, using all these colors non-stop. Then we've got 242. I even remember the names. Look what colors you are gonna get. Then 240. Now. In Salon, we've got slightly different numbers on them because I've got like a book with all the color chart. I need to actually show you the video where to get the book from and all sort of different things and how we do it in a salon to make the life easier. 239, and then I've got 238. One better than another, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you wanted clean girl nails. Come on, that would be so boring. UV cleanser to clean my brush a little bit, then pick up, and then pick up colors. So we are gonna start with the yellow, and I'm just slapping in this yellow in the corner, just a drop of it. And look, I'm not bothered too much, like I just slap it on, because then we'll finish it with some detail. Do not cure it. I take the other hand. Just because it's quite time consuming to swap in between the colors. The French has cooked in here as well. So what I'm doing straight away, I'm going for the same color and apply it on the other nails. Brilliant. To save the time again, so my mixing palette is visible, perfect. I do not clean my brush. I'm going straight into the orange and slap that orange in. Okay, orange in, other hand, orange in, orange. Okay, then we're going into the pink. And this French is so small. Once we finish, you would want more.
Yeah, probably.
Probably. It doesn't look nice yet because we have to blend the things. So basically I'm just touching it with the brush. Okay, then the purple one. I leave the gap because now I can see it. That's the only other color I'm gonna have here is blue. So I need to spread them a little bit. Or actually I could squeeze maybe a green. Okay. Then the blue. Are we still in a camera? Yes, we are. Okay, and at the end of that blue, we are gonna do a touch of this green, of this yellow again, so we get a... So they will almost kind of repeat. Okay, now the magic blending. So I've got first color I have is yellow and orange. So what I'm doing, yellow and orange, I mix together and just do a couple of the strokes of the brush. Beautifully blended. Beautifully blended. How pretty it is now.
Interesting.
Interesting. My client is impressed. Good. Because Rashi is a fussy client as well.
No.
Yes, I should have a camera on you as well. She will, honestly guys, I would file her nails and she would take her hand and she would go like, zoom in, okay, check this corner, check this corner. You do?
Yeah, I do.
Leave the hand up, check in the air view.
Yeah.
I would do it as well. I would be terrible client. But no, I enjoy doing your nails. I've got all fussy clients, like, but I am fussy as well, so it doesn't bother me.
We come to an agreement.
Yeah, we did. Of course we did. Cool. Okay, so the orange one is blended. Now I'm just going into the next one. We've got orange and a pink, so I'm just doing a wee touch on the brush, orange and a pink. Amazing.
This is so micro.
Huh?
That's what I said, so tiny.
Yes, this is a tiny, tiny wee French.
It's so cute.
Not yet. It's kind of messy still, you know.
No, but still I get the picture now.
You get the picture now. Good. My client is satisfied. And we are just halfway through. No, not halfway through, but... I think she's a good one to record because she's chatty. Don't you think, guys? Okay, we've got pink and purple. Now, the purple is a stronger color, so I'm just picking up those pink and going a little bit over this purple. Okay? Because otherwise your purple would be just too strong. And it looks like it is time consuming. Yes, it is time consuming, but I think it's still worth it. Like, because the size of the French we have picked, I think this is the best way to do that. Again, I'm not picking up purple, I'm just picking up the blue because the purple is such a strong one. And we are almost getting to the end. Gosh, we have created so many colors with this blending. Okay, and then the last one is a blue and a yellow, so I'm straight away picking up blue and yellow, so I've got kind of almost green there. And this is the amazing green. Hardly any of it, but just a slightest touch. Perfect, this hand is ready for cooking. Cook it in.
Gluing.
They're glowing. Yay! Clean my brush again. Look at this green, it's so pretty. Wait a second, we're missing some product there. Cool, change. Okay, they are ready for the next step, and next step is, I don't want to remove the inhibition layer, so I'm just gonna apply the top coat and rebuff those nails. I do use those kind of technique like a lot when I apply the top coat to do the next step of the design, and to be honest guys, it doesn't bother me. The top coat like kind of even perfect the nails, so the things will look much prettier. I am not too precise with it as well. As you can see, there are some places where I kind of miss it. I had some dust particle there actually as well, where normally I am really fussy to check that. Change. Basically, I just want to quickly slap the top coat over it, like as fast as possible. And with this one it's actually quite thin, but I do still feel like I can see it. So because we have painted French and then the gel polish, I can see how the light breaks through in that place. And doesn't matter how thin you would apply that, the light will show those imperfections. So by buffing this top coat, we can get those perfect picture looking nails. Like, and I do really see this difference when I'm doing my nails, and that's what I will do it on my nails too.
Cheers, cheers.
Thank you, bye. Change. Okay, so next step, grab the buffer and just give them gentle buff. You know, those couple scratches will make the things prettier and also will allow us next step, which is a gold touch. And Rashi loves gold.
Matches my jewelry.
It does. Okay, I take the other hand. So literally those steps took us what? 3 minutes? Applying the top coat and rebuffing them. And it's really worth doing so. You could also do with glitter maybe, but I just like the gold transfer foil look, and that's what we are gonna go for. Perfect. Clean those nails and then let's do the oh, they are so pretty. So gold transfer foil gel. No, this one is at the end. I have been using it too much. I've got everything at the end. Okay, D-liner brush, guys. Even my brushes are like really old too. So pick up nice and thin scoop. And just apply it around your microscopic fringe. Nice and wonky. So what this line will do, it will conceal any places where you went over with the color. That's why I could do it so fast and blend those colors. Like even in here, I can still see there is a this yellow color over the natural nail color, over the pink. Same in here, like a very large line, and here, that's it, it's gone. It's gonna be covered by the foil. Perfect. Do not do anything yet. Now, curing time is very important when it comes to the transfer foil. And because I'm painting such thin lines, I'm gonna cook them only 10 seconds. So I don't want to allow my client to self-service, because again, I've got amazing clients and all of them self-service. They will just put their hands into the lamp, and like when the lamp switch off, they will just activate it when it's needed. They even clean after themselves.
Yes,
It's like the desk, you know? This is terrible. No, we've got amazing clients, like really. I think one better than another. They take care of my figure, my kilograms. Like if they see me munching the sweeties, they will try to persuade me to stop them. Okay, then finish this one. Perfect. Now I'm finishing it. You can cook it in. So the lamp is set for 10 seconds, and ideally 10 seconds might be not enough. So once it's switched off, I will ask Rashi one more time. And now, because I can watch the time, I am not scared, because I'm just gonna do 5 seconds more. Perfect, change. And then this is brilliant. Now I've got the gold transfer foil. Yeah, one more time. Gold transfer foil. I'm just gonna quickly cut it into a few small pieces. Do not reactivate it again. And then we are gonna transfer it there. So. Oh. How cool is that?
Yeah, it looks nice.
It looks amazing. So cute, so pretty.
The moment you
Yeah, and we had those ugly white French to start with.
ugly white French.
This is so pretty. Okay, let me check. Oh wow, they look amazing. Actually, I love them. Change? No, you don't need to change. She did it again.
No, I didn't.
She did.
No,
She did.
you cannot see it.
I can see it, everything. See, that's another thing, guys. I'm doing someone nails. At the same time, I'm serving a sunbed client. I would pick up the phone and I will see that my client scratch her face. I need to buy her a microscope. No, it's so nice, it's pretty. And it suits you so much. And you wanted a plain girl nail set, come on. This is far better. Okay, now another thing is, like, I can see my transfer foil get stuck in here on the color, which shouldn't. So I can easily, guys, clean it with the blue scrap without of being scared that it touch my, like I remove my color, because we have top coated it before. Now, final touches is apply the top coat. And now I am precise with my top coat, okay? So I want to apply it nice. Make sure there is no mess over it. No dust particles. This is perfect. Now, when I'm applying the top coat, sometimes, like, if I see there is any imperfections going on the nails, like, I would apply maybe a little bit more top coat in a certain place, just to make it even perfect, more perfect. Like, I check how the light reflect on it, change. In that case, if I apply a tiny bit more top coat, guys, I would flash cure it. So what I would do is the same like we did it when we was applying the fiber in the bottle. I would do maybe like one nail on the other hand, just to let the other hand cook. Change. Gosh, did it sound right? Did you understand what I mean? If I would keep applying the top coat, my middle finger would get folded on the cuticles, you know? So I like to freeze it if it's needed sometimes, if I apply it quite thick. And I want to apply it a decent amount and cap the free edge, because the top coat is a high shine, no wipe top gel, and it's an amazing top coat, and I really want those nails to be protected with this top coat, because Rashi now has to do a little bit of more than usually, like work with the chemicals, and she can't be bothered wearing the gloves. So I want to make sure we've got a decent amount of the top coat because this top coat doesn't soak off. Okay, so change. And that also means the dirt is not gonna go inside this top coat and the nail stays nice and shiny and the colors is protected as well. Like any kind of soak off products, guys, what they do is because you can soak them off, they are porous. Is that how you say it? Porous? So the chemicals can soak them off, but that's also mean, oh no, that also mean they can soak in any kind of dirt as well. Gosh, so much information I'm giving you in this video. You have not seen that.
Long time ago.
Have you seen it?
What?
A gold in there? You didn't? Okay. So yeah, I had a tiny bit of the gold transfer foil in a place where it shouldn't be. And the reason for it is what is happening sometimes, guys. The tiny bit of the inhibition layer from the gel, foil gel, can stick into the foil and then it will transfer into the nails. I keep also, so I'm painting the pinky, but I'm also observing what is happening with the other nails, if the top coat is still in place, or do I need to change the hands? I don't, but I've got dust particle there. Is this one cooked? Yes, it is cooked. Oh no.
You need to cook it one more time.
Yeah. Okay, so do it on the fan. Now, the top coat was only flash cured and I have touched it with the UV cleanser, which means it is not gonna be nice and shiny. So I need to reapply it, and this is something to go against the rules because I'm applying the top coat over the top coat without scratching the nail, but nothing will happen, and I'm gonna tell you in a second why. Change. So nothing will happen because my top coat wasn't fully cured and it had a tiny bit of the inhibition layer. Okay, so this hand, you have cooked them properly, yeah? I can trust you, I can trust my clients, yeah? Of course, perfect. So I'm just gonna do the final cleaning touches and then I can show you the final look. So what quite often, if I'm painting kind of French or anything, sometimes I like to touch up at the free edge. I don't like to have painted free edge. I know, again, it sounds against any kind of rules, but when I'm painting the French, I don't want my white to be at the free edge. And no, I'm not gonna break the seal, no, Rashi's nails are not gonna chip, because it's a minimal like kind of thing, and we did cap them before, and it's better, like I just prefer it. Okay, now we need to clean them really nice and properly. I need to do, oh gosh, I've got so much videos to record, like I need to show you like the color chart, like how I'm doing. I need to show you again how we're taking the pictures and what kind of beautiful props I've got for the pictures and all sort of different things. So I'm just applying the cuticle oil and oh my goodness, they are so pretty. So that's the final look of those nails we have done. I cannot wait to do the thumbnail picture. I will probably do it so the light doesn't shine too much. I actually don't like when they are too shiny in the pictures because that's distort the cuteness of them. Anyway, guys, we hope both with Rashi that you have enjoyed us today, and we're sending you huge glittery hugs. Bye!